Okay, great. My camera was down, so I shut her down and I started her up. I'm going to show you what I'm doing in my next video. I don't know why there's so much fog here. I'm going to have to readjust this. You know what, for all that I can do, there's so much that I can't do. How do I get this out of the way? Can you see me? You see what light does? Light screws everything up. Light puts me in the dark. No one likes that, right? Okay. What I'm going to be working on tomorrow, I'm going to show you now, and then I'm going to show you fractal time and how the hexagon is not a hexagon. It's what you think you see. But when you recreate everything, mirrored 4D images, everything changes within. The only thing that will always stay the same is the circle. Not. Because the minute you design over the circle, the life square will end up in the circle and the circle will be around it. And then you put a circle inside of it. That'll be that you'll have, like it's playing darts. You'll have the 50 in the center, the 25 that goes around equals 75, right? Now I'm going to show you fractal time, how darts work, and why we're in the 21st century. Because 1 to 6 equals to 21, but minus the 1 in every single dice. There's a 1 dot in the, well, let me show you, of course. I mean, everybody knows, right? This is where 1 is. It's a hole in the middle of everything. But this is 360 degrees. Oh, shit. It's hot like hell. 360 degrees Celsius multiplied by 1.8, add 32 degrees because you got to cool it off, right? 32 is cool. My nose is cold. I must be thinking too much. This is the reason why, okay, take away the 1, take away the 1, take away the 1. This was 21 and now it's 18. 6, 4, and 2. You have 1 4 and you have 2 4s. If there was no anyone in there, you would have 2 4s. Somebody said don't stick your finger in your ear to me, and that's why I did it. Right in my ear. But that's disgusting. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing anything disgusting. Do you want to hear something different? Pfizer has made an offer to AstraZeneca to buy their company for $110 billion. They refused and said to them, that's disgusting. Is that all you offer us? Do you know that the medical companies like AstraZeneca, these people like Pfizer, they own their own magazines. Do you know what the doctor reads? The doctor reads the magazines sold by the companies who do the tests. But guess what? It's the guy at the top making the $30 billion that has the final say of what's going on in the magazine. And you know it all the time. Don't you remember what happened with Peter Parker? They said Spider-Man was evil. They turned everything around and upside down. Does anybody know one of my balls? This ball says 88, because without the 8, you have nothing. Why? Take a look. Follow the stripes. Now follow the stripes the other way. It took 2 round 8s to come together to create this. Now let's go on to fractal time. Before we go on to fractal time in my next video, I'm going to show you what it does when we remove the letter Q from this one here, number 7, and when we remove the letter Z from number 9 and we put it on the 1 area over here, Q and Z, 17 and 26 equals to 43 and 8 and 8. 4 times 3, 4 plus 3 is 12, and 7 equals 19. Part of fractal time. 26 is the dog. It's your face that's in the book. Does anybody see this? This is a square. Cube, sorry. Here's another cube. But if you take a good look at this, okay, and I should show you what's on my page. No, that cam is not on. But if you take a look, okay, of what a sphere looks like, if you take a look at fractal time, they're all saying sphere. Take a good look. Take a good look. This cube is hung up like this. Did I do this video already? This cube is like this, okay, making it look like a sphere. You can turn this, okay? into this over here, the Mug and David. Don't you see the cube inside the Mug and David? It's still the Mug and David. Don't you see the sphere over here? Forget about this dot. Once you take away this dot, everything changes. Once you take away this dot, don't you see Y over Y? Let's say Mercedes-Benz, bend over and let me show you the angle of how everything is different. I just saw something, a crop circle today. The crop circle was the same design as Yamaha. You know what Yamaha is? They make speakers, they make bicycles, they make motorcycles, and so on and so forth. Boy, I'm all over the place with this in 5 minutes and 36 seconds, right? Because you got to come here and sit down and ask me what you really want to know. Because if I only tell you what I've learned, okay, you really won't know anything at all other than what you want to know. And if you don't hear it here, you'll just shut me down. Here's Fractal Time, okay? This is the roulette board. These are the roulette images. This on two sides will show you 75, okay? I want to show you that what happens. Over here is 10 and 13 MJ. When you have 10, okay, the 0 equals 6, it becomes 7. You will now have 7. And over here is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, you have 7 and 4, okay? Down here you have the same thing, 7 and 4. It's a reflection of each other, except the numbers are different. Over here, the number over here is 8 and 11. Equal into 19, part of fractal time. 19 times 19 is 361. It's 360 degrees. And the 1 in the center that turns all and all around. Okay, there's your 19. Over here is your 13 and your 10, which equals 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 will equal 5 and 6 equals to 11. And it's standing right next to 11, which is over here. 8, 11, 10, and 13. 10 and 13 equals to 23. 8 and 11 equals to 19 equals to 42. Okay? 4 and 2 equals 6. Down at the bottom, it's a total of 26 and 29 equals to 55. And 28 and 31, which equals to 59. Now, if you go back, 31, this was 13, same number. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 plus 4 is 7. Again, back to number 19 again. Therefore, whatever this one's going to do, this one's going to do, but just at a higher number. Okay? 55 and 59 is 114 is Abraham. If you add up 1 until 14, you will have 15. It'll be 120. But when you add up 1 to 14, or the ace plays in 2 positions, you will now have 1 to 13, 91, plus 14 is 105, and you have the fingerprint of God, 105. That's what we get here. But communication by the wolf is 65. All zeros equal 6. You get 165, the one that spins around the inside of the 5. This is your 5. You put the 1 in the center, and it becomes 6. The one that's in the center is the 5 hole in the position 0 to the 360 degrees, 0 position to 1 equals 6 of 360 degrees. 360 degrees divided by 6 equals to 60. 60 equals to 0 equals 6 equals to 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Plus 6 and 6 is 12 is 48. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8 is 32. The freezing point plus 12. 12 times 18 is 180, plus 12 plus 18 and 18 is 36, equals to 216. Let me do this again. 10 times 18 is 180. 2 times 18 is 36, is 216. Times 2 is 432, and you now have the prison. You now have what they call jail time. This is the vibration, but 216 and 216 is 432 hours. Plus there's 2 days that we didn't count. Back to number 48 for 2 days equals to a total of 20 days of 24 hours is 480 hours, and that is a Mayan cycle. Okay? And there's numbers on here, and they all speak. We're going to get back over here now. Okay? When we come over here, 23 plus 19 equals to 42. 55 and 59 equals to 114. How do we get 57? I have to figure out how we got 57, 75. 2 and 5 equals 7. 5 and 3 equals 8. That's your 87. But I have to turn this around and see, because it came out to 5775. Okay, and I have to see it. I know that this comes out to 5775 fractal time. I must see how I did this. How I may have done this was like this. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6 equals to 11. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 will come back to equal 19 equals to 30. 30 adds to 6 equals to 36. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 equals to 25, and 10 is 35 equals to 8. 5 times 9, 5 plus 9 will equal again to 59. 8 and 59 equals to 67, plus 36 equals 103, and it counts for Mars, Earth, and in a totality, it's in one of Mercury, which is inside man. Both Earth, Luna, and the 2 moons of Mars are inside who we are. How it becomes that way, I can't exactly explain it, but it shows fractal time coming in the year of 5775, and I'm really not happy that I cannot see or understand these numbers. When you add them up, it becomes 132 again, which again is the freezing point. If you add up 1 to 32, it will equal 132, 138, 138 from 666, 566, 556, 546, 536, 528. It comes out to 528. Okay, and I have my calculator here. 528 on your phone is 258. 7, 8 and 2 is 10, 8 and 5 is 13. 13 becomes 4, 2, 5 and 8 of 8 and 5 is 13. You have 2 and 5 is 7. 5 and 8 is 13. You have 7 and 4 again. 7 and 4 is the center of 36 numbers, and it uses the letters W-E-N and then repeats 32 again. 23 and 32. When you multiply 2 times 3 and 2 plus 3 will equal 11. 23 and 11, 34. 34. 32 and 11 is 20. Start over. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 11. 11 and 23 is 34. Now you take 32 and add the same 11, it's 43. It will equal to Jesus, it will equal to hot and cold, it will also equal to Barack Obama and George Bush, because they link together. The last 2 presidents will link, and the first 2 presidents will link, but it links all the way up to Lincoln. Why? Because 1, 2, 3 was nothing. It's nothing until you get 4. Only when you reach 4 does it hit 10. Once you hit 10, it automatically becomes the 7th gate, because you need the 4 corners. But once you're already in the cycle of life, you only have to reach the last angle. You don't have to reach 10 because you already had 10. And we're not. We're stopping everything, okay, at number 32. And that's why I said 33, 34, 35, 36. 36 and 32. 36 and 32, 68. 33, 36 and 32, 33 and 35 is about 68. Okay, just doesn't matter what it is. There's just so much in here. When we have, I'm very sorry that I'm not the greatest in explaining, okay? Just let me show you. See the wolf? See the 2 eyes? See the arms on the side? The leg that they stand on? See number 33 becomes 88? I put a 3 here and a 3 here and a cube in the center. The cube, if you take a look, it's a 3 and a 3. It connected both sides and it turned the 3's into an 8. It becomes 88. It's also 3, 1, 3. Okay? Here is your cube. Okay? Here's the same cube that's inside. Okay? This is your time. It doesn't move. Time doesn't move. You see the way it's stable? That's why Jesus was found in the stable. So we can lose all these translations into revelations for a different understanding, how we see things. So we had 19 over here, 10 and 8. 10 plus 8 is 18, plus 6, because there's a 0, equals to 24. This will create 86. 86 is man's head. 6, 7, and 8 is the 9 lives of the cat. Okay, 8 and 6 is created by 24, and it becomes 10, 10. It's perfect. Here's your 9 lives of the cat, okay? When you're talking about cat piss stinking, because it stinks in your mind, somehow it pisses that salt inside of it or whatever it is, he pisses in your mind, okay, and it makes your mind connect and start to work. Don't forget, it's a reader. We don't know anything. Our mind reads, okay? How it reads, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, okay? All I do is I learn sequences. Okay, that's all I do is I learn sequences. I understand the difference. What's the difference between anything you're going to give me? I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to find a place it belongs. And 432 in 18 days and 2 days will relink. Why? Because when you flip everything around, we lose. We lose this part because it must link together. So we lose that part and we end up using this part over here. Let me look at this. If I take 114 and take away 42, it ends up to be 72. 72 is the 72 cycles times 5 degrees equals to the 360 degrees in a day. 72 cycles, okay, we'll say win big. It's almost like you're at the market. It becomes B and G, which is the beta god. It's the secondary god that created the inside of this world, the world clock that we all run by. They call it Big Ben. One of the reasons for Big Ben, because in the Hebrew religion, okay, when you are born, they say Ben. Ben of his father, the maiden of his father is the way I'm assuming it together. The other thing in here, okay, is 24 and 27 is 51. This creates your Mars, okay, is the arm. Mars is the arm of time. It runs as the 4th planet. It connects with the 3, 4, and 3. These are the only 2 planets that do not have the letter U in it. And the 3rd day of the week is a Wednesday, and the 4th day of the week from Sunday is a Wednesday again. Okay? 3 times 19 will equal to the 57 moon. 3 times 25. 5 times 5 is 25, will equal to the 75, which is the 3/4, because man runs 3/4 only. He does not run everything. He runs 3/4. Everything you do will be 3/4. One of the reasons for the 3/4 is 3 times 91, which is part of the suits. The suits, not the suits we wear, but the suits and cards that we play with. And I'm not happy with this video. And I'm just going to jump onto something else for a minute. Braille, have you ever heard of Braille? In the word is garlic, which stinks. So the smelling of the garlic of the wolf who howls at the moon within your own mind from the soul light. Braille is Libra. All the same letters. I was listening to some horse racing because of the derby that's coming up tomorrow, and I was listening to some of the words so I could understand what horses have to do, and they were talking about the horses that sail in the wind. I did not know what it means, but that's okay. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to see if I can finish this off. I must find out where I got the 5775, and I checked it twice. 82 or 28, heads and tails, okay? T is for the word 10. D is the 4th number, okay? Or D is the 4th letter, is the 4th number. T and D is for the misconception, okay? We know 2468 is a misconception of sound. The French don't say the H. The T and the D is when you say letter or letter. Sounds the same. And in French and English, they both resemble the word 10 and 10 in French. Okay, now again, I really brought this on for Fractal Time, for the flower, for 19 times 19, because your cube, okay, is actually what your hexagon is. If I took away this, can't you see what it is? Don't you see the straight line? If it was flat, because it's 3D, it's up on my web page right now. Jessica sent it to me. Once she showed me this, I saw right away, because you can't see this. If the color's too dark, you don't see this. Okay? So these are your numbers, 42 and 114. But at the same time, okay, over here, number 23 adds up over here, okay? And over here becomes 31, and over here becomes 28. So this one is 59, and this one is 23, 59, 69, 79, and 3 is 82. That is your time heaven. The one in the center equals to 19 plus 26 plus 29 is 55. 55 and 19 equals to 74. That is your Christ. 74 and 72 is 146, and I must have made a mistake somewhere. Okay, 114, 156, and I came up with less than that. 26 and 29 is 55. 55, and over here is 28 and 31 is 59, is 114. This over here will say the hand of God. Okay, this is the cat. Okay, the cat in the hat. 8 and 6 is what makes it 10, 10. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 11. 1 and 1 is 2. This one, 1 plus 9 is 10. 0 equals 6 equals 7. This equals 72. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7, and it's light big red, which means it's lighting up something in your head. This is 3, 6, and 9. This is 1, 4, and 7. This side and this side will create the 10, 10. It'll create the 7 world, the 13 world. But the 13 world equals 4. So you now have a 7 world, a 4 world, 7 and 4. And the secondary world, the 10 world. Okay, the 10 world is 7. The 7 world is 7, and the other world is 4. You have 7, 4, 7. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 plus 7 is 12. 35 and 12 is 47. And 47 comes out of this and shows up here. I don't know how I ended up with this answer, but it comes out of here. This is your Sidrail time. Okay? Time heaven is your 82. You see the difference between 74 and 82 is 8. It's the same way they play it in the game of pool. Okay? I'm trying to show you it closer. 5 and 9 is 14. And the word 5 and the word 9 will equal to the number 42. They equal to 42, F-I-V-E, and that is in Pythagorean, and that is in numbers only. If it was in Pythagorean, well, it'd be a different story, but we're not talking about that right now. If we look over here, 16 and 11 and 13 is 24. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 3. 1 times 3, 1 plus 4 is 7. Here's your 7 and 3. Right over here, how they connect together. And this is your MK. This is your K letter. This is your M. But if you were playing cards, the 11th card is an ace. The 13th card is a king. But the 11th letter in the alphabet is the K. So they fit together. It is the crown. Now, I really don't like this video, and I'm going to upload it anyways. And I have to redo it. I wanted to get it out. The last thing I also want to show you what I'm working on is this. In Sidrail time, okay, and I'm not finished, okay, I need to go a little bit closer. It's only, the answers I got was 4 minutes, but it's 4 point something minutes, and I need to explain why it's the 4 point something minutes. Here is the light, the 1 and 6. Here is the 720, which is the turnaround of 360 degrees twice. And where does this number come from? It comes from the 20 days, okay, over here. 1,461 minutes multiplied by the 20 days, okay? By the 20 days. How do I, where am I again? Oh yeah, it's over here. 9 times 1 is 9,000. Times 4 is 3,600. I'm wrong. I don't like this video. I really don't. I'm going to upload it and maybe I'll take down and do another video. I'm sorry to waste everybody's time. I'm not happy with this video. I have all the answers. I know when I'm right and wrong. Well, the reason I did this is I take Sidrail time now where there's 4 minutes in a day. Okay, that's we're supposed to be minus. And what I do to this 4 minutes is I take it in a year of 365.25 and it equals to 1,461 minutes. Then what I do is I take the cycle of the Mayans, okay, which is 20 days, and what I do is instead of going 10 days and 10 days, I must go 6 days, okay, 3 days and 1 day to make the 10 days. And at the same time, I must also take 240 degree parts and 120 degree parts and divide the night from the day. The day is 16 hours, which is the 1/6 light. The night is 8 of 4 and 4. That's just the way it works. It has to do with football scoring. It has to do with the piano. It has to do with the 613 laws of Moses. And it will all 216 hours is 9 days. When you add on the other 24 hours of God, that is the link. that takes you out of the jail, because 216 hours, and in a month there's 2 cycles of 9 days. 432 is the vibration inside the jail. Add on God's number at 24 hours and you have the 240 or 480 hours, which will be divided by 25,920. So you have the 16 hours awake, and I didn't do this yet. I didn't divide it yet by the percentages of 360 degrees, where 240 degrees and 120 degrees in the day. Okay, I didn't do that yet. So now you have a 6-day cycle of 16 awake, 8 asleep, and then on the last day, on God's day, the numbers are different. It's 10 and 14. 10 is for man, 5 times 2, because man, 6 is 52, earth and heart is 52, and the cross, 7 times 2 that I explained to you before. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 and 10 is your 24 hours a day, where you spend 14 hours on the cross. The reason there's 2 hours missing is because this is God's day. You're not on the cross of Beta. Take away 2 from the 8 connection, put the 8 on the 2, take it away from the light of 16, take it off there, we have 14, you have 14 and 10, and that's your day of God. So that means in your month, you will have 28 hours awake for God, equaling to time heaven, which is the time of the mind that you use and you lose as you snooze when you're into this world, because they steal it from you. And there's 20 hours. So you end up with 2082. You end up with 20 and 28. 2028, we only need 1 day for God when it ends. 2028, the 28 cuts in half, becomes 2014. We need the 1010 because man is always 2. God is always 1, and he is all. We don't need to count him twice. That's why we end up with that. And not only that, Jesus Christ, okay, and number 52 will equal to 5 times 2, and 5 plus 2 equals 107. How about 1007 is 2014. Jesus Christ, JG, Jack, God. Raphael 7286. On the constellation of Pegasus, I ain't even close to done. You want to go Roman numerals and see how they fit? Everything in this entire planet will link. I've been working 3.5 years on this, okay, where the dreams began. Where I saw in the sky, they had told me something in the sky, and I thought I was nuts. And everybody who heard this thought I was nuts. They still have me down at the doctor as being schizophrenic. Okay? I see what I see, and I've learned what I've learned, and I can show them whatever they want to see, but they will never accept it because they do not understand what the reality is. If you go into a hospital that says, I go to a hospital and it says the hospital is the house of God. They go to church. And I tell them I'm in the spiritual world, and then they say I'm crazy, I've got schizophrenia. They tell me I'm crazy, bipolar, because what I see I cannot explain. But the more you write it down, if you are listening to me and you have any psychotic disease of any sort in your mental, you need to write it down. You need to just believe that it means something, because it does. To you it means something. It took me 10 years. My first 5 years, all I knew was to write. It kept telling me, write, and do not worry. Okay? I don't know if you've seen my house, but my house is an art studio. Okay? I have made over 500, although some of my designs are this big, I can expand them. And you saw what I did on this. I showed you how a cube is a sphere, the hexagon. I've turned it into the Magen David of life, and I showed you what 4 and 6 do. Not only that, you want to go to the horse racing? Remember I told you 7 and 2, 7 and 4? Specifically, on the colors, in thoroughbred horse racing, 7, 4, and 2 are black. The 7 has an orange sheath on it, and that comes from the color of red and yellow. The 4 horse and the 6 horse is yellow with black number. The 6 horse is black sheath with yellow number. The 4 horse is a yellow sheath with a black number. 40 is the blue world. Add 6, it's 46. It's a rentable. Why? Because the pallets that we ship our goods on in a truck that's 48 or 51 feet, okay, have the same numbers. In pool, it's white and black. All the numbers are black. All the area space that you put the colors on are white. If you take the ball in pool, if you take a ball in pool that's round and you cut off the round part, right? You cut off the round part, well, it becomes a hockey puck. And when you look at it this way, it's round. But when you cut off the round part, it becomes that hockey puck. The other part that's over here, oh, what do you do with it? You turn it underneath. I'm going to show you what you do with it. I love it when you know what, I'm working with my new webcam and it's so fantastic. I'm going to show you what you do with it. You see that? Okay? And this is how the light shines through. You see? See the light? 3 colors. See that? I want to show you something else a little bit different. Don't forget, it's linear. It's linear. You're turning the time. It's this way and it's this way. There's 2 of them. One this way and one this way. It's not me. It's marked all over the Mayan Sanskrit. It shows you multi-level. It shows you reflection. It shows you the pylons. Pylon, pilot, light. How can we shine the light? You see this? Goes through the center. There's something in here. There's something in here. Plus it can go around. So the bat pole right here. Want to know about east and west? You have 4 corners and then you got 2 and 2 in between. The 4 corners count for 12. These corners count for 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. That's 8. 8 and 12 is 20. 20th letter is a T. Add 6. You got F and B. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals to 20. But the 26th letter is the Z. And they took the 26th letter on the phone, they took it away from where it was in the 9 key, right, which is 9 and 8, and they shoved it all the way at the 1 key. So now it goes from the 1 all the way to 9. You now have a Z that's from the 1 to the 9, and what they left on the 9 key, okay, is W, X, Y, 23, which is 5, 24, which is 6, 25, which is 7. If you use the Z that is there, the Z becomes 8, 7, 6. In a 10-10 world, it's 4, 3, 2. Back to the 9, 9 of the Mayan count of the month, of the Mayan month. 480 hours in which we have 48 hours and 432 hours. In the 48 hours, you have 20 and you have 28. And that's how the month is worked. And 28 is for the moon. Let's celebrate the moon. Let's celebrate the moon because 2 and 8 is Gaia. She is here. Neptune and Venus, electronic, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. This is a story I'm writing. Okay? This is everything I see. This is not made up. These are real numbers. If anybody wants to sit down beside me and actually understand, I will prove to them, okay, that my numbers have its value, but there is no value if you don't want to accept the reason. It only has a value if you understand to accept the reason you jump into. Everything must mean something for its own reason. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.